and I'm quitting alcohol. So I just got back from a session at the gym with my PT, Dino, and it's probably worth the money paying for a personal trainer, I reckon. Like, I would never actually pay someone to teach me to exercise, but fuck, it helps when you have a personal trainer. In fact, Dino paid for himself to come to my gym to train me. I probably should have offered to pay for his entry, but he'd already paid it by the time I got there. And I didn't have like a $20 note handy, so what are you going to do? I'm starting to come around on the idea that you should just spend a little bit of money to get someone who knows what they're doing to show you how to do it. You know what I mean? Instead of spending like 14 hours on YouTube trying to figure out how to do something yourself, and then when you finally get out there to do it, you've forgotten all 14 hours of fucking YouTubing. Instead of wasting fucking days and weeks doing that, just slip someone a 50 and say, hey, can you teach me how to squat? It just saves so much fucking time. Can you imagine me just sitting there with all these things, just trying to teach myself how to do shit? Like the piano, C, D, F. Like, instead of going through that and trying to piece it together on YouTube, which also wastes time because you really don't know what the fuck you're doing and you can't ask YouTube questions. Well, you can, but that just leads to another fucking YouTube clip. What are scales? And why the fuck do I need to do scales? And then it'll tell you what scales are and why you need to do them. And then you got to go, well, where the fuck do I start? What scales do I start on? What are the best scales to start on? The major scales or whatever. And then you look at like the major scales and they're pretty much just next to each other on the fucking keyboard. And you're like, am I doing this right? This seems too easy. Everyone said scales are hard. They're just right next to each other. Baby can play this fucking scale. All right, am I playing the scales right? 14 hours later, you're just jerking off to glory hole porn. That's it. That's where it all ends. My new piano keyboard got delivered a week and a half ago. I haven't even plugged it in. It hasn't even played one note yet. I'm just fucking psyching myself up for it. But yeah, just having someone there to fucking ask questions to, fucking clear up any of your doubts. It saves so much fucking time, money, stress, anxiety, and then also you don't have to relearn how to do things the right way after you've taught yourself the wrong way to do everything. You can just save time and spend like $50 and do things the correct way the first time. Still, having said that, I would never pay for a fucking personal trainer. Are you crazy? What, to fucking lift a couple of weights? To squat? Yeah, I know how to bend down, thanks. I think I'll save my 50. I can never picture myself fucking Googling personal trainers in my area. No fucking way. But I tell you what, having a personal trainer is fucking great. It gives you like more confidence when you're at the gym, knowing that you're doing the things properly. But the next thing I need to learn, I need to teach myself, is how to fucking get Bitcoin onto like a hard drive or something like that. Like, how do you get it out of the exchange? Like, you get the Bitcoin key, I think. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But how do you get the fucking Bitcoin off the computer and into like a hard drive that I can fucking hide in a bomb shelter or something? Because I have a feeling that's the next thing I'm going to fuck up. I told Dino today, who's also my financial guru, I'm thinking of putting 100% of my personal wealth into Bitcoin. And he's like, I wouldn't do that. And I'm like, yeah, well, fucking, it wouldn't be 100% of my personal wealth if the fucking stocks you told me to buy weren't down 80%. Now I've got to wait a fucking decade for them to get back up to where they were fucking a year and a half ago. But I think I'm going all in on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin doesn't work out, then we're all fucked. That's what it is now. That's where we're at as a globe, a global society. If Bitcoin doesn't fucking win, then things have gone very, very wrong. We are in big fucking trouble. It's the only hope. And it's like, what else am I going to do? My personal wealth is so low that the risk reward fucking ratio of putting it all in fucking Bitcoin really isn't that bad. Like, I either put it all in Bitcoin and maybe in like 10 years I'll have some sort of fucking wealth. Or I can just fucking hold on to it and I can buy like a used 1999 Honda Civic. So it's like, what are you going to do? Anyway, it's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question or a hypothetical or anything really that you would like investigated by one of the great minds of the generation, then send it through to my email, which is boylecomedy@gmail.com, or jump on Drunk Dial. It's up and running again. You can ask the question with your own voice. Anyway, I've got 2 Ask Boyles today. One is audio, so we'll play that one.
Boyle, question here. I'm seeing this chick, and you wouldn't guess it, but her name is Molly. And every time I see her, all I think about is Molly, 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 Molly. And oh, you hate a Molly. Does that mean I have to hate a Molly?
Molly, Molly, Molly. Well, you have come to the right place for that question. The answer is yes, you have to hate a Molly. I only know one Molly, and 100% of the Mollys I know are cunts. That was a very good Molly, though. That was how my mate Jake used to Molly. He'd be like, Molly, Molly, Molly. I'm usually more like, Molly, 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 Molly. Oh, fuck, she used to lap it up. Yeah, get rid of her. Fuck it. Who can be with a Molly now? Actually, before you dump her, make her listen to the Molly episode. And if she laughs, if she thinks it's funny, keep her. If not, if she hates it, well, you know what to do next. Anyway, thanks for your question. Keep the fucking drunk dials coming in. I tell you who loves a drunk dial? A fucking young, drunk Australian dude. They fucking froth a fucking drunk dial. Oh yeah, I forgot. If you want to send in a drunk dial, just go to my website, boylecomedy.com. Anyway, we'll move on to the next Ask Boyle. This Ask Boyle was sent in by a lovely lady out there in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sweet, sweet Coraline. So the lovely listener from Las Vegas, she asked this. Would you rather be numb and desensitized to everything, always neutral and never really happy, never really sad, or be able to experience the highest of highs? Like 1 second of that happiness would be worth the 4 months straight you felt like shit and wanted to throw in the towel. Well, sweet Coraline, you have come to the right place. So I'm going to look a little bit deeper than the surface of that question. What that question seems to be asking to me is, if you had bipolar, would you rather be medicated or unmedicated? I feel like that's the question that's getting asked here, because the bipolar gives you the highest of the highs and lowest of the lows, and the medicated bipolar gives you that flat line, meh life. Nothing's good, nothing's bad, just fucking the same every day. I've actually thought about these things a lot. With my brother having schizophrenia, I feel like the medication has made things worse over time. It's very hard to tell where the schizophrenia starts and the withdrawals from the medication begins. I feel like they fucked him up even more with all the medication they gave him without changing it for fucking years, and certainly no fucking plan of getting him off it. Anyway, with that, it's fucking very tough because those manic episodes, there's not a lot you can fucking do about it. They're fucking scary. Like, you don't know how to deal with them at all. Like, what are you meant to do? You can't calm the person down. Like, trying to talk some sense to someone that's going through an episode is, like, impossible. And how the fuck do you get out of those episodes? The problem is you can put yourself and others in danger when you're in the middle of those episodes. Anyway, that's just for schizophrenia. I honestly would try everything in my fucking power not to be medicated. I'd be trying everything. I'd be exercising. I'd get myself into like a perfect routine that I can't break. I wouldn't drink. I wouldn't use drugs. I wouldn't fucking do any of that shit. I would get a blood test to see if my vitamins and fucking minerals and shit were all good. I'd get every fucking test you could possibly get. I would try and get 8 hours sleep a night. I would stay off my fucking phone. All this is hard fucking work as well. And there's going to be times where you just can't be fucked doing any of it. And that's the fucking battle. So if you don't stay on top of it all the time, you can slide into fucking like an episode pretty quickly, and that's when the medications come in. I feel like what I'm trying to do with my life at the moment in a like sober way is trying to bring those peaks a little closer together. So the fucking highs aren't so fucking crazy high and the troughs aren't fucking just despair. You know what I mean? Just with the things you're doing in your life. But I feel like the medication is a different type of flatline. I've seen people on all these medications. It sort of turns you into semi-zombie. Most people I know have been on some sort of medication at some point. I think the medication represses a lot more than like the highs and the lows. Like you mentioned in the question, it's just like a fucking meh, nothing. But I mean, if you're going to try and stay off the medications, you have to fucking stay on top of everything. You have to be strict with yourself. And obviously, if you become a danger to yourself and other people, then the choice gets taken away from you. So you have to fucking really stay on top of it. I personally would be avoiding medication like the fucking plague. But that's just me. I try and avoid all medication. Unless it's like just some sort of fucking Hail Mary thing like ivermectin and metformin, I try not to take any medication at all ever for anything. But that's me. And the other thing with the medication, especially for like mental illness, what's the fucking plan on getting off it? That's what I want to hear from doctors. If they fucking prescribe you something, just go, oh yeah, all right, what's the plan on getting off this? Or is it just a Band-Aid that I have to wear for the rest of my life? What's the plan on getting off it? And what are the side effects of getting off it? Like, are the side effects exactly what we're trying to treat when I fucking get off it? If they can't give you a plan on getting off it, then I don't know what you're meant to do. Just fucking medicate for the rest of your life? Anyway, I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm a Bitcoin scientist, and that's all you need to know about it. But thank you, Coraline, for your question. I appreciate you sending it in. I really assumed a few things in there and took some liberties, but I hope it helps. Anyway, if you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I'll see you the fuck later.